talk to the veterans out there and make sure you guys understand this is not a welfare. This is not a this is an exclusive benefit that you sacrifice your, again, time in your life for, and others sacrificed even more.
Dope. So Ken, I need that. If I was a vet, man,
Yes.
I'm looking to get these benefits, man. How can I go about getting these benefits?
Man, that's first and foremost, you guys can give us a call. That's what
Yeah.
you do first and foremost to go ahead and get you started with that. But ultimately, at the end of the day, man, I think starting being able to get assistance from subject matter expert. It's one thing about getting benefits, right? And benefits are afforded to many of these veterans on a regular basis, but it's just not being able to have that access. Without the information, at the end of the day, without the information, it's kind of lost. So with that, having a subject matter expert to work you through the process, that's the primary goal, so you can maximize your benefits. It's not all about just getting benefits, because you can get benefits and get absolutely bare minimum. Or you can be able to access a subject matter expert, be able to go ahead and get you that extra push.
So they don't really kind of give people the information out there, like to get to this or not?
I mean, it's out there. A lot of the information is out there, but it's very convoluted, right? So you're talking about a huge conglomerate, right? You're talking about one of the biggest agencies within the federal government.
Yeah.
You're talking about a lot of lawyers, medical staff, and all these legal jargon and medical jargon that you have to navigate just to access benefits. 9 times out of 10, once you get denied, it's over. You're gonna be very discouraged to not even want to go push forward. Very similar to Social Security, right? So many we know. I'm sure that everyone in here knows someone who have attempted to try to get Social Security benefits, and once they're denied, it's like, oh, don't worry about it. And they want it, but they don't know how to go about it.
Yeah.
So again, it's very similar to that. So yeah.
Absolutely, no, that's dope. Yeah. And now, so when we're talking about service-connected disability benefits, right? Now, who qualifies for those? Like, what kind of veteran do you have to be to qualify?
Man, you can be a veteran that has was discharged honorably, right? You can be a veteran that was discharged on general terms, and you can be a veteran that was discharged under other than honorable terms. So if you are a veteran that's under honorable terms, they would have to take a look at your decision, your discharge. But at the end of the day, you still have access to benefits that could be honorably for VA purposes. Right? So that's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
But at the end of the day, I feel as though that many of these veterans, they qualify just being able to step foot, to put that uniform on. Because a lot of times, I don't think fully people grasp what it is and the meaning to be a veteran at times. Because some veterans, every military experience is a little bit different.
Yeah.
So the qualifications, again, the VA has particular qualifications, but I would hope everyone that sees a veteran has another qualification of being able to put that uniform on and giving you that thumbs up, saying, hey, he was a veteran, and respect it.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
No, it's great because it's like a lot of times when we think about veterans, and what I've learned from working with this brother in the various businesses and learning more about the veteran space is that we think about the extreme cases, right? And of course, those individuals need disability benefits, but there's a lot of ailments and different things that happen to veterans that can be mental. It could be, different physical ailments that we kind of misplace and don't really talk about much. So, and then also you're thinking like veteran, oh, this is an old guy with a hat, we're walking around like that, right? And, a lot of people only do their enlistment, which is 4 or 5 years, 6 years, depending on your contract, and they get out. That person's a veteran. So it's not like an older person. So people are getting in at 18 years of age. They coming out 24, 25, 26. They're a veteran, and they qualify for these benefits, and they're not receiving these benefits because it's like, oh, I'm still young and vibrant. I'm not worried about applying for this. And there's a lot of funds available for these individuals. So I want Ken to speak a little bit more on that side of it as well.
Yeah, there's definitely access to fundings, right? We talk about a lot of different programs. One that we particularly specialize in is disability compensation, right? Navigating the veterans from, again, not having any compensation benefits to be able to access those compensation benefits that can be dawned upon them for the rest of their lives. They have them for the rest of their lives, tax-free. tax free. So that's one access, right? But then there's
Now, how much money are we talking about, my brother?
man. Again, it can vary, but we can talk about 10%. 10% can give you $165 now, right? That's on month-to-month basis, nothing, right? But well, again, it's nothing to some. But when we talk about 100%, that could be up to $3,600 a month. Almost depending on if you have dependents, could surpass $4,000 a month every single month. So it's just again, that is an access of funds that can literally be deposited onto you every single month. And this again, and I want to always talk to the veterans out there and make sure you guys understand this is not a welfare. This is not this is an exclusive benefit that you sacrifice your time in your life for. And others sacrificed even more. It could be limbs, it could be diseases, it could be scars that are unseen, such as mental health. So we have to always take acknowledgement of that. But that's one aspect of benefits, right? Disability compensation. Then we got many other federal and state benefits as well. Such as the VA home loan.
Yeah.
VA home loan. And I would talk about the VA. I want to talk about more about the other benefits, but I want to kind of pass the VA home loan on Mr. Jones here, as he's kind of the real estate expert.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. That VA loan is one of the most powerful loans, man. It's pretty much hard to beat that in the market because you're able to purchase a house, no down payment. But then when you really collaborate that with actually having a service-connected disability, if you're at least rated for 10%, you don't have to pay the funding fee. So basically, veterans are charged 2.3% of their loan amount, meaning if I'm buying a $100,000 house, that's going to be $2,300, right? Most people buy more than a $100,000 house, right? So imagine how that multiplies to be $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, right?
Yeah.
And your lender ain't really telling you that because you pay it on the back end. So they just adding that in there and not telling these men and women that like, hey, your house was $400,000, but we just added another $20,000 to your loan because of that expense right there. So it doesn't make that much of a difference when you're purchasing a house. But if you go to sell it in a year, you was like, well, wait a minute, I've been paying my mortgage for a year and I bought the house for $400,000, and you telling me I owe $415? Like it's a problem, right? So definitely helping veterans get that waived and doing different things like that. And when we're talking about 10%, and I'll put it back to Ken, again, there's so many issues veterans have. Pretty much everybody is going to be rated for at least 10%, which means nobody should really ever be paying that. And they're actually thinking about doing away with that. They have some different voting that's going on right now. They'll vote, I believe, in April.
Yeah.
That they might just get rid of that altogether because there's no reason a veteran should ever have to pay that fee because they're all dealing with something if they had that military service.
100%, and that's why I wanted to always acknowledge, like even some of the veterans that unfortunately were possibly kicked out, or did not meet the standard and was removed. Those are veterans too. They still have access to many of those benefits, but most people don't know that. Because if you say, hey, if your military officer comes to you, say you're gone, you're out of here, at that point you have no say so. But there's access to other benefits for you. They don't tell you that. No one tells you about these things until you're long gone, okay? Until you're long gone. And not even that, then they're still not even tell you about these benefits. But just back to some of the access to benefits. So we talked about disability compensation, right? Not only that, we have benefits such as medical care. You can get free medical care from the VA, depending on your deployments, depending on your service-connected injuries, right? And then what I mean by service connection, I mean service-related injuries. And it's it's up to us to be able to prove that, right? Also, we have, you talk about education benefits, right? Education benefits, that's a huge aspect as well, education benefits. Not only that, we talk about vocational rehabilitation benefits. That's an access to be able to transition from one job to another and they actually pay for it. The VA will actually pay for your trade schooling or your education, college, and different things of that nature. But there's just so many different benefits. I can go on and on. Again, you can always give us a call to be able to kind of afford more information from that.
Absolutely, man. That's great. That's great. And I mean, another point too is that, and why I kind of chiming in and seemingly know so much about it, is that we actually have a podcast, right? That we started. And actually, kind of thanks to you, man, because we're on here.
Look, over here, trend setting.
Right, yeah. And he set a trend, man. I was making my own videos, you know, in my garage, so to speak, trying to get my real estate thing off the ground. And I was trying to get Ken into it, man. I'm like, yo, this podcast game is popping. Let's get into it, right? And then we came on your podcast the first time, and like, he was sold. He was like,
oh, man.
I'm like, my setup ain't like Dom, but we can get some stuff going.
We figured it out. No, he did kind of crack it open for me, man. It was I'm not an expert in front of the mic. Usually I'm behind the scenes of things, but it's becoming a more trying to get a little bit more maturation of it, man. And I really appreciate the people wanting the information. So, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, they need it.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Prepare to Compete podcast,
Yes,
man.
sir. Yes, sir.
So basically on that podcast, we're talking about VA disability benefits, real estate, and just leveling up as far as business and entrepreneurship. So
yes, sir.
where we see the vision for the podcast actually going is really being kind of like you Earn Your Leisure or Bigger Pockets podcast for veterans, right? And just really getting specific to that audience. And something that I really enjoy that we're able to do is we're able to reach a variety of people, right? So we're not just appealing to black people or, you know, people in our age demographic, different things like that. We're appealing to all veterans, man. And we've started the podcast officially about a month and a half ago, and it's really getting a lot of great engagement and different things. They commenting and subscribing. So definitely we really kind of appreciate that, and we're building.
Well, yeah, man, the podcast is great, man. Again, just as we were saying, man, the engagement is thriving again, but not only the engagement, the information, right? We just want to provide the information to the people beyond, if anything. I mean, at the end of the day, we're just again collectively just trying to help, you know, and serve. So whether if it's internal in the community, whether external to other communities, at the end of the day, we want to serve, and we want to be able to make sure that we are serving possibly, again, even the micro demographic or, again, the masses. You know, we want to do the masses. So at the end of the day, we want to provide that service to you.